Please like and subscribe, and you can go to prophotoedits.com where you can download my Lightroom presets and Photoshop actions. So hey guys, today I just wanted to talk to you about another one of my favorite portrait lenses of all time, and that's the Nikon 105 1.4E. This is going to be my 1.5 year review. I've had this lens for quite some time now, and got to put it through its paces for a while. I've had it on the D810, the D750, the D850 for a while, and now on the Z6 and Z7 via adapter. And I couldn't be happier with this lens for what it is. It's probably the best bang for your buck portrait lens that I could suggest. The 200 f2 review I did is pretty pricey, and I love that lens too, but this one is a whole nother beast. So I'm just going to run through some images that I've taken with this since I've had it, and let them play in the background while I give you my thoughts on this lens. Just to give you one quick comparison real fast, this was from the same shoot as one of the shots from the 200 f2 review, and this shot was with the 105. Now let's go to the 200. You can see that the 200 has a lot more compression in the background. You can't see the trees as well. This shot is a nice comparison to show you that it's not that far off. It's close. I actually kind of like this shot just as much. I mean, it shows more of the background, and everything is so soft. The bokeh is so soft. The colors are great. Everything is tack sharp with this lens. It may be sharper than the 200 f2. It's an incredibly sharp lens. Everything that I show you today is going to be from the 105 1.4 Nikon. This lens isn't very heavy. I carry it pretty much everywhere I go. It's my go-to lens for senior portraits like this one. Seniors, can be self-conscious about being so flat on a 200 f2 and, widen them out a little bit. So this is a really nice lens for those. I use it in the studio constantly, and all these shots are shot at 1.4. This is a bodybuilder shot that I did with some dramatic light. Up close, it's just tack sharp, and some stuff that I've done in black and white in the studio, some artsy stuff that I've done. I use it for child portraits a lot in the studio, and sometimes outside as well. In the studio, it allows me to get back far enough away. FaceTech is working really well on the Z7, Z6. I even shot it live view on the D850 with FaceTech in the studio, and it pretty much always hits the eye. I use it a ton for maternity, as you can see right here. It just gives me such a sharp look, but it lets the canvas backdrops go out of focus just enough. And it puts me away at, probably about 35 feet, 30 feet, but it's really worth it. Some wedding close-ups, so sharp but so dreamy. The fall off is so nice. I use this lens almost exclusively for model shots and headshots because it really gives a true representation of the facial structure. Not too much compression, not too much distortion. These are just edited with my presets and Photoshop actions from the shoot with the Miriam, but it's just a pretty fall off. It's different than an 85. I can't really describe it. I've shot, some environmental portraits like this one up on the cliff with the parachute dress with it, and it performed great. I've done night portraits with it. I've strobed at dusk with it. It did amazing. I've strobed with, the backlit sun, just like right here. Performed amazing, tack sharp. Really nice at 1.4. Look how sharp her eyes are. I don't know if YouTube's going to pick that up. When you nail focus with this lens wide open, it's just incredibly sharp. It's like Otis style sharp. But the skin it renders is still really great. It's not over sharpened, so you don't have to worry about it looking characterless. Alright, so let's talk about the weather sealing. That's one thing I'm always confident in this lens. On this shoot, we were doing a pool shoot, and I needed some reach because I wasn't going to get in the water with all my stuff slipping. I've ruined all my gear. So I need a little bit more reach, and here's a close-up. But it started to rain. It was overcast, very nice lighting. It started to rain. I don't know if you can see the rain in the water there, but everything was drenched, and I wanted to get some cool shots. Looking down through the water and her coming out of it, so everything was drenched. I've shot in snowstorms. The lens has been completely drenched, and nothing's ever happened to it. So shooting in the harsh backlight, like I like to do sometimes for that airy look, and I did this shot the sun was pretty much right behind her head, and I didn't really do anything to this except for adjust the exposure. So you can see, I mean, if I edited this and adjusted the eye and sharpened it, it doesn't really fade the sharpness too much. It handles flare really well, but in a dreamy and pretty way. Shooting in harsh light, direct light, I've had great results with this. So I just give you my final thoughts, and here's the size comparison between this and my other favorite portrait lens. For now is the 200 f2, and on the left is the Sigma version of this lens, which was just, I know it doesn't look extremely different with the lens hood on there, but it's a lot heavier. It's kind of a nightmare to handle for me. So if I was shooting Canon, I'd be fine with the Sigma 105. I didn't like the way it renders skin as much. It's maybe even a touch sharper, but sharpness isn't everything. I don't like the way it flared out as much. It wasn't as soft on the bokeh, but I mean, it's a great lens and it's priced well. So my decision was easy. I chose the Nikon version since I'm a Nikon shooter and I already owned it. But I think you'd be happy with either one. I just like the Nikon version a bit more for the rendering. But yeah, this is another just a review of one of my favorite portrait lenses. I'm going to review the 35 1.4 since I've had it for a while, the Sigma Art, which I actually do really like. Um, and then we'll get into some 85s. I have some 85s coming up that I love. All right, guys, so until next time.